Hi guys, it's Tommy here. I'm trying to revive my channel about the tattoos and the tattoo machines. Maybe some of you remember me. I had the channel a few years back, maybe 5-6 years ago, about the tattoo machines. I had no chance and no time anymore to do it, so I removed all the content before, but I still have some of you in my friend list on my Instagram, so some people still follows me there. I'm trying to revive back the channel, so I'm gonna do a few more videos. I'm gonna do them in both languages. I'm Polish, so I do Polish content, and I'm trying to do it as well in English. I'm gonna do today a reminder about the tattoo machines, especially rotation machines and rotary machines and coil machines. I'm gonna explain the main difference, why some of them are better than others, what's the main differences, how they look at the moment, how they used to look before. So let me show you something. So I've got a little bit of a collection of machines. Some of them what I have. There's a set of rotary machines. Obviously the rotary machines are the leading product on the websites now in terms of the tattoo machine products, but of course you got coil machines available still. Not many people use them nowadays as they used them in back days. I just keep them because of the pure sentiment. I have them in my collection as a little display museum. I have a collection of the machines which I had them when I started tattooing 25 years ago. And obviously I've got some of the latest models as well. So the main difference obviously is the look. The coil machines have a bit more charisma, more spirit in them. I will say they look better. Obviously they have that nice sound which everybody remember from tattoo studio. When you used to go outside of the tattoo studio, you could hear the buzzing. Most of modern tattoo machines now are silent, so you don't hear them anymore like that. Then modern rotary machines are more simple on the outside, but they're more complicated inside. There's more electronic device going on them, where traditional tattoo machines, coil machines, they are more just simple electric device, which is similar to like a school ring buzzer. So obviously, if you used to hear that alarm in school, that was like pretty much a coil machine, tattoo machine with a simple coils and a buzzer. So basically, that technology was adapted to tattoo machines just to make a metal anchor to move up and down, while the coil magnetic field push them up and pull them down. So I'll just quickly explain how it makes a difference in the tattooing. Rotary machines, I would say, are more universal. Obviously in last few years they progressed a lot, and I personally prefer nowadays rotary machines. They are the main ones I'm using. Where back in the days I was one of those people who said I'm never gonna change in the rotaries. I like the coils, but I changed the mind, and I explain why. If you will want to know main difference, with a coil machine the more things can go wrong. If someone is not skilled how to set up coil machine, then it's easier to lose the setting and the tune of the machine, not even knowing they're losing the tune. Imagine you the tattoo artist, you work with your brand new coil machine as a liner. They do sharp like razor, nice lines. First month, second month, and third month something start going loose in the setting, in the springs, or so many points on that machine which can change the settings, and the machine is change the characteristic of work. Then suddenly the line cannot start coming so sharp. And the difference with the coil machine and the rotary machine is gonna work consistently the same for a long time until you wear off the motor in them, which usually can take a few years, and then machine starts slowing down because motor was worn off. So just quickly to explain, when you have the coil machines on the table, you usually need a separate coil machine for shading, for color packing, a separate one for the lining. When with rotary machines, you can replace one rotary machines and do all those things at once. Not with all rotary machines, but with majority the new machines on the market, you can do and change settings in them on the go. And obviously there is a bit more of the specific hand movement in those machines, which you need to apply to kind of like create a shadow or strong color, where in the coil machines, it's more about a setting, how you will set it up. Obviously, there's not just one script how to do a setting. The people do them slightly different, but the middle point of the settings will be still the same. When you create the settings, for example, for a shader, you will work with a shader like a very gentle machine, and people are gonna say, oh, that machine is delicate, it's not hurting that much. But at the same time, shader, we will try to do something solid with the shader, with the colors. You're gonna feel on a fresh tattoo like you're doing nice progress, and customer is not complaining about the pain, but it's because that color is not being packed as strong to the skin. And after the healing, few weeks later, you're gonna see a massive difference. Color is gonna fade off much faster, and it's not even gonna fade off, it's gonna show up that it didn't settle in on the depth where it should be, where rotary machines got that punching power, which can people jump more, but that punching power can cause a little bit more redness as well. But on the healing tattoo, you're gonna see a massive difference. The color is gonna stay better with rotary machines. Obviously, if you will set coil machines with a good packing power, with a good coils, like Sunskins used to be my favorite machines in terms of the color packing. I used to do most of my work with the Sunskins. Obviously had in collection lots of different machines with some crazy settings on them, some innovations machines like this one. There was so many things on that machine that you could set it up, and so many things that could go wrong with it, that it wasn't a recommended machine to work with. It was one of the most beautiful machines I ever had, but it just was, something was going wrong non-stop with it. This was an attempt to create a machine where you could adjust settings on the go to change the characteristic of machine from like lining to color packing. You could do everything by just adjusting the screws, but that was causing lots of like adjustment to that could break during the work. There was so many weak points on that machine that it was just easy to have a malfunction during the tattooing on this. The same was on one of these machines, which I had my first one. This was beautiful machine. It was like rebuilt many times in that past history. I was changing the anchors, the springs, the coils, everything was changed. But because there was so many also extra settings, it was a beautiful machine, but very not practical in terms of consistent settings. It was losing settings non-stop, but it was still one of the best looking machines I ever had. And obviously over the time, there was a moment when people start doing the pneumatic machines. They used to be like a big fashion, and people was sponsoring artists to promote them, that there was a next step in the future of the tattooing. But I had them, compressor had to be in a studio, the compressor was noisy. I was trying to keep compressor in different room, I still could hear the noise. I didn't like them in the end because they didn't really have that much punching power to create the effect I was going to do. People used to advertise them, the machine which don't hurt at all, but at the same time, because they wasn't hurting, they was not leaving that color on your skin. The work after the full healing, few months later, was losing so much contrast. I wasn't a big fan of them. I just keep them as a sentiment just in my collection. So pneumatic machines never was my thing. But like I said, the story here is like, I'm not sponsored artist, I'm buying my own machines. Nobody is putting on me pressure that I have to advertise something and say this is better than this. I'm just doing a honest review because I own all those machines, I pay for them, so I can tell the truth about them without sugarcoating the subject. So as I said, over the years I had lots of different machines, lots of coils. I still got more in the drawers. I was having an idea that one day I'm gonna have a massive collection in a display cabinet as a mini museum, but like I said, over the time I started using the rotary machines more than the coils, And the only thing is about the rotaries, once they goes wrong and they start being faulty, the motor dies in them. You're not replacing the motor in them, because motor usually end up costing not much less than the machine itself. You end up buying a next machine and you just forget you had that other one. So it's kind of like, in my opinion, they're losing value much more than the coil machines. You want to keep the coil machines as a little museum display, is great, because they will be worth lots of money in future as you know, the same amount of the money you bought them for. Where rotary machines, once they start wearing off, the motor is losing that power, then in my opinion the value of machine is go to hell straight away with it. So evolution of the rotary machines was very quick. I'm trying to remember when I bought the first one. Obviously, first ever rotary I had was a Cheyenne, like this one, and I bought it on a Brighton convention. I would say around 2008. So they've been on the market for some time. 2008, 2009, don't remember exactly. Something about that time, maybe 2009. That was a new thing on that time, and the great thing about it was the idea of having the cartridges to stop using traditional needles. They was trying to promote this on the market to be a next step, and people was very hesitant because cartridge prices was so much more expensive than normal needles, especially like there was no alternative cartridges. You could only buy at the time the cartridges from Cheyenne, and the price for them, it was just super high compared. The monthly cost of running those machines was much higher than running the coils, but at the same time you put on the table just one machine rather than 3 or 4 other machines, and you still worked with that one more efficiently. So it was really a breaking point, and in my opinion cartridge machines, since the Cheyenne was on the market, was a big milestone for the tattoo industry. So go back to the coils. Okay, as I said, major mistake what people do, if they don't know how to tune the settings, they will not run this machine properly, and they keep tattooing people for a few hours. Fresh tattoo may look alright, but then healed tattoo will not look alright. That's where the problem is. People can set them up too strong so they can cut the skin if you do wrong lining. They can set them up too weak so the shading or color packing gonna look very washed away, and tattoo is gonna lose contrast drastically. And that was the major problem of the coil machines. So like, let me explain. For example, if you play instruments and you compare a guitar, each single string needs tuning to create the right music. If you buy electronic piano, you just plug this into the power and you play with it. You don't have to worry about losing the tune setup of that electronic piano. So this is the difference with the rotary machines and with coil machines. If someone is not someone have no understanding on the settings of the machine and can't hear the machine tuning start going wrong, then you will not understand that the color is not being packed to the skin correctly. Where in these machines, I will say the major problem what is with rotary machines is the quality of cartridges. So if you use the good machine and you have a good cartridges, nothing can go wrong, and that setup gonna work perfect until the motor will die in that machine. And then also a big problem with the rotary machines, lots of them are done like a pen-shaped machines. So when you grab them, you see, like I just grabbed them and it starts sliding. That the lack of angles on those machines can cause they roll down. So if you have a table which doesn't have the edge, those machines can fall on the floor, roll down and smash into the floor, and mechanics inside the machine can crack. So then the machine which can cost like at 1,000 pounds is gonna be worthless unless you will find somebody who will fix it for you. So this is a problem with those rotary machines, that when they are made as a pen shape, they can roll. When those machines sit sturdy, and even if they fall on the floor, the quality of them, the materials they've been used, they're so strong they can rather break your floor rather than break machine. So it's like old Nokia phones, they was unbreakable. So with these rotary machines, once they fall on the floor, then you pray there is no damage. Like for example, this was really clever machine, Scorpion, and there is so much of advanced technology with the mechanism which move that machine, but in the same time it's very delicate machine. So many things can go wrong with that little machine. It's fantastic for doing shading, realism work, but it's so many things can go wrong, where for example that swash drive machine, the way they've made the swash drive machines feels so solid and strong. It's absolutely amazing in terms of the solidness. Or for example the Killer Bee machine, that is amazing machine. It's so strong. Obviously it's only half of a machine, there is no grip on it, but this machine really is amazing. It was one of my favorite ever machines. If I will have to say what's my favorite machine in terms of the coils, I will say Sunskins was my favorite one. That was most powerful. I used to like the color packing, I used to like the work with a large needle settings, and Sunskin was like a muscle car, American muscle car. It was able to push everything. Where in terms of rotary machines, there was a time where my first love in terms of rotary machines was like a Sunskin series, that Sunskin series. I used to love working with them. They wasn't really efficient to work, but color was staying really nice. It wasn't a machine built for big color packing, but obviously later rotary machines started being made with much stronger motors, so it was easier to pack big sets of the needles into the skin. So this was one of my first true love in terms of rotary machines. Obviously they made like a later evolution of those machines like this. There was a machine, there was some machines which I was working with for some time as well. Well, let me find it. Like those Acons. I used to like those Acons a lot because they was a very customizable machines. You could change them like a Lego. There was so many parts made for these tattoo machines to change the characteristic of the machine. You could do a nice shaders, liner, color packers with them. Fantastic machines. I used to work quite lots of times with the swash drive whips as well. They was quite cool in terms of creating nice structure of the color on the skin. You could see nicely patterns. The characteristic how they was pushing the needles was something else than other machines, but people complained it hurts them. That whip was more painful in terms of how people was reacting to it than other machines for some reason. So it's just a characteristic how they whip the needles into the skin. So my honesty favorite machine is the Pen Unlimited from Cheyenne. I find this machine is a simple, it's plain, easy to clean. Batteries are easy to exchange. And they don't take much room on the outside of the machines. Like, you know, some of the other tattoo machines like Mask, they have like quite big external packs of the batteries, and I just don't like them to like hang away from the machine and nearly poke your nose when you're working. So I never like that. There is so many external battery adapters you can use and put them to normal machines as well, but they make machine out of the balance with the completely wrong weight. In terms of the, like I said, being universal with machines, I like the most Pen Unlimited. I've got the version 4.0, and majority of the work I do with that machine at the moment. There was a great machines which was quite cheap to buy. There was more like a custom made machines by guy named Wayne Taylor. I spent so many years with those machines. I absolutely love them, the way they worked, how they was packing the color. There was simplicity of the project. There was nothing that could go wrong except the motor when it dies at the end of the life cycle. This machine was something else. I used to love it because I could work with cartridges, I could work with normal needles with that machine. So it was great machine. But like I said, I've got a massive collection. I'm gonna do more videos later about them when I'm gonna specifically look closer to those machines and the settings and how you push the colors with them, how you push the lines with them. I'm gonna try to explain how they work. And as well, there is a trend on the market that when you look at the coil machines, the top coil machines, usually they was priced around 300, 350 pounds on the market, and then you know you was buying a best one in the market, where with the rotary machines, like 350 pounds was just a starting point, and producers start creating the new rotary machines every year, like evolution of the evolution. And they used to be was priced like 400, then 500, then 600, then 800, then 1,000. Now you buy the machines, they cost 1,200 pounds per one piece of the tattoo machine. And I don't know where this market is going, because obviously they don't cost that much to build them. They're just being sold with that price range just because they're being advertised as the best one. And some of them, maybe they are the best one, but like I said, that still not justify the price range they're being sold now. Is look, literally you can buy MacBook Air for the price of the tattoo machine. So I don't understand. There is not that much technology and electronics in them to cost as much. The price is just because they're being sold to the tattoo artist, and that's why they're being overpriced, because tattoo artists will need to pay that money to use the best equipment. So obviously I'm gonna explain, I've got so many good machines, from the lower price range machines, mid price range machines, and the high-end price machines. So I'm gonna try to explain what the main difference, how they work. Obviously another problem with the coil machines, when they were set incorrectly, there was vibrations. People usually get a pain in the hands over the years, which could build up and can cause problems for people. Where the rotary machines, they work more smooth. Obviously there are moving parts in them, so there are little vibrations. Even if the machines are advertised, they are vibration free. That is just an advertising point. They do vibrations because the moving parts have to create vibrations, but they not create as strong vibrations as this, because the mass of moving point, like an anchor, is so much heavier. That's why vibration is stronger, when the mass of moving parts of those rotary machines is much smaller, and that's why they are more friendly for the hand. And in the same time, the weight of those machines is lighter compared to the coil machines. Obviously it depends what kind of grips you're using, what size of the grips and materials. If it's an aluminium grip or if it's a heavy stainless steel grip. Usually I would say you needed to practice and train your hand to build up the power in your wrist to hold those machines correctly when you are a beginner as an apprentice. But over the time, when you hold it, you don't feel the weight of that machine anymore. It's a memory muscle builds up. But like I said, it helps that heaviness, the weights of the machine, to create a stability during the work. So, you know, if you have a very lightweight machines, every single shake on your hand, you can feel it on a tattoo machine, where that heaviness of the weight of the machine can hold your hand more into stable place to avoid shaky hands when you do a line work or any kind of precision detail work. So this is a part one. I'm gonna do lots of parts when I'm gonna try to focus on the detail of the work of each single piece of the machine. So I'm gonna try to explain in terms of the coils, the size of the coils, the springs, the settings for the liner, the characteristic of the machine, what it means that is a soft punch or is a hard punch, what it means that the machine is like a direct drive in terms of the rotary machines. So obviously follow my channel if you are a new person here. Don't afraid to comment, ask me questions. I'm gonna try to focus again on my channel, so I'm gonna try to answer to all the comments. If you disagree with something, obviously you got the right to tell me what you disagree with. I've been doing tattoos for 25 years, so I think I've got a little bit of a knowledge that I can share from my point of view as a non-sponsored artist. So as I said, I'm telling a truth from the experience, not from what people tell me that I have to tell you. So hope you like the start. I'm reviving this channel, so hopefully I will be able to find time in between my work and customers to do more stuff. I'm trying to do episodes which will be in Polish and episodes which will be in English for the bigger audience. So hopefully you will follow with that, and you will enjoy the channel and the content which I'm creating. Have a nice day, guys, and see you soon again.